How are you guys doing? This is the second episode of me babbling on sweet nothings into your ear, and today I'll be talking about peptides, male models, and just like I think like some other random stuff. Yeah, I think next episode I might go into like plastic surgeries or some other like random stuff like that. So if you enjoy, like and subscribe. If you don't enjoy, just dislike my channel and report it. Yeah. How are you guys doing again? Um, yeah, this is gonna be the second episode of the series of me just babbling while playing Minecraft until I can get out of the house and have a job. And today, I said I was gonna talk about like male models and like continue on some other stuff I was talking about. So yeah, I'll be talking about like some like peptides and like male models and like looks maxing stuff I think is like interesting. So yeah. So I guess I'll start with like some like peptides. Peptides, what they are like a natural like molecule inside of your body, if that makes sense. Like, for example, like GHKCU, which is a copper peptide that could be found in like I think your blood and saliva. And what that does is that is collagen. Yeah, so it helps with collagen in like your body, and what collagen does is like for like your skin and hair, which is what makes it healthier. It can make it glow, it can make it grow, and it's really important for your skin and body to have that. So yeah, I plan on taking it. I explained it to my mom. Um, she might even plan on taking a topical version. But yeah, and then that's just for like skin and stuff. I'm planning on taking a kind of like a mix of two. It's very common among like bodybuilding and I guess six maxing. It's called CJC 1295 Nodac alongside with ipamorelin. Now, what that does, so what that is, it's a growth hormone secretagogue, and instead of just injecting like actual human growth hormone into your body, it injects a like kind of like a molecule in the body or like a like just something in your body that signals your like I think liver or like whatever that or your pancreas to or your brain to like increase its production of growth hormone. That's what CJC does. And then about the same thing with ipamorelin but for IGF-1. So what that can do is it just increases like your growth hormone and IGF-1 levels, and whenever that happens, you it has a ton of beneficial effects that are very good. So basically just what like having higher growth hormone do, it has anti-aging effects. It can increase like your height over time, your bone mass, it increases sleep quality, um, and the list goes on for a lot more. And those benefits are very important for like I guess looks maxing, which is kind of like the main topic. And that in growth hormone and IGF-1 is like the main thing you need in terms of it to increase bone mass and height. And the reason why bone mass and height is super important is because the bones, if you have high bone mass in your face, then that usually, as long as it's like distributed like equally throughout your face, like you don't have like a ton of bone mass in like your jaw and then like none on like your forehead to eye area, but like where it's like like naturally like all around like it grows like equally. Having higher bone mass is very like it's very good if that makes sense. It can give you stronger eyes. It can give you like more masculine look. Give you a sharper look. It gives you stronger jawline. And then height, like I feel like it's like self-explanatory why that's good. But yeah, and that's particularly the reason why I'll be taking those. The the what is it, like the effects of it, the negative effects of it. I'm not really too sure for CJC. It's like the very small potential of like cancer, but the thing is, there's no studies proving that it does cause cancer, because there has been tons of studies where they, instead of them giving kids who are significantly shorter growth hormone, which could be prescribed to them, they gave them CJC, no DAC, and had them inject that instead. And what that did is it showed similar results to increasing growth hormone by injecting pure growth hormone, but not at the same like level. It's similar, but not at the same level, and it was also a bit safer. Now, the reason why I will not be taking actual growth hormone is because it's not necessarily growth hormone is unsafe. It's probably one of the safest things you can take. It's the fact is, after you take it for a while, your body will not produce it by itself anymore. It's similar to injecting testosterone into your body. Um, it is relatively safe, but your body will slowly stop producing natural testosterone and will rely on you injecting it because it's so used to it, if that makes sense. So, but with the effects of CJC and ipamorelin, it helps naturally boost it, because the reason why I'm not going to be taking DAC is because what that does, so DAC and no DAC, a lot of people don't really know the difference of what it is. So DAC is like an acronym for drug affinity complex, and what no DAC is CJC1295, the peptide, and it basically just only lasts in your body for 30 minutes, so it is in and out of your body in like a snap, if that makes sense, you know. You usually take it, you can either take it a couple times per day, which I don't really recommend, or you could just take it right before you go to bed, which is the best, because that mimics your body's natural growth, and that is actually more beneficial. Studies have shown that is more beneficial than taking it and having it in your body with DAC, which basically means the CJC DAC will last in your body for 7 to 8 days, because it binds to like a certain like thing in your body, like a part of your blood that like lasts in your body before it gets like removed. Does that make sense? And yeah, so it's a little bit safer than DAC, and yeah, I feel like that's the safest option, you know. I don't really want to like get sick and stuff, because I don't think anyone would want to get sick. But off topic, or I guess still on topic of like Minecraft, I'm gonna be mining some iron so I can start on my base. So yeah, I guess I'll just babble on how my day has been for the past 2 days, because I did not record yesterday because I was hanging out with my friends. Um, you definitely do not know them, because no one's watching my YouTube channel, but his name's Hayden. He also has a YouTube channel called Hayden Gym Occasionally. He's a really cool guy. He's one of my best friends. And yeah, I was hanging out with him yesterday, going to like church and stuff, and we just had really fun. We just had a lot of fun. And yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's super nice. Yeah, he goes to the gym, which of course, like his name's Hayden Gym Occasionally. But he's made a lot of progress. So yeah, he's made like a ton of progress. He's doing awesome. He's so yeah, if that makes sense. And I hung out with my friend Hudson, which he might be starting a YouTube channel. I'm not 100% sure yet, but if he is, then I'll probably put in the comments his username, and then you could check him out if you'd like. But yeah, in the future, some of my other friends will be getting YouTube channels like this, and we could do like a bunch of collabs, which sounds awesome, does it not? And they probably will have very similar topics to me, if that makes sense. They will probably be mostly focused on the gym, while I'll be more on like looks maxing and stuff like that. Which is alright, you know, I mean, they already look good. They don't really need to do looks maxing that much. But yeah, it just sounds super fun spending time with them. So yeah, using the mini-map here to try to figure out where um, this mine is, because apparently there's a mine right here, or a mine shaft, and I want to get to it. I don't know if it's higher or lower. I think it might be higher. Yeah, it's definitely got to be higher. But yeah. So my friends plan on doing that. I take a college class during high school. It's computer science with tech and security, and basically we've just gone over like, just basic stuff, if that makes sense. Like we haven't really started anything real. I am making, we have to design an app on paper, and my app is gonna be like a binder app that uses AI to create a like digital binder of your calendar, anything you need help with, and all that other stuff. You can ask it like questions and stuff, which I think is a pretty neat idea. Um, I don't know, I just like thought of it and was like, huh, that doesn't sound too bad. But yeah, it is very fun in that class. Um, people are, it's really interesting being in that school because the school I am go to, it does not have a very racially diverse like school. We have the majority of our school is white, but seeing those schools and seeing like more diverse, it's very interesting, you know. Like you get to meet a lot of people who are from like different backgrounds and stuff, which is pretty cool. Or like how like different like people like act, I guess. I don't know. I know that sounds kind of wrong, but yeah, it's really interesting. People there are nice. Um, yeah. I'm not gonna go too much into detail because like I feel like that'd be kind of weird, you know. But yeah, people there are really nice to me. They complimented me, and yeah, it was just super nice of them. The class is very interesting, and there are a lot of, I don't know how to like put this and without sounding a little rude, but they it is in fact, there is in fact a lot of nerds in that class who, so there, I think there's nothing wrong with liking like anime and stuff. I love anime. It's really cool. I think it's really cool. It's like wonderful. My favorite shows are anime. But like they had like glowing, or not glowing, like sparkling anime girl stickers on their stuff, and it smelled like they also did not have the greatest hygiene in the world, which I mean, I'm in high school, so like, of course some people aren't gonna be like smelling the greatest, which I mean, it's not the end of the world, you know? The people I sit next to, they're very nice, they're funny, I'm glad I sit next to them and stuff. But yeah, very, very interesting people in those classes. So yeah, and I guess I'll talk about like male models now too. I think modeling industry, I feel like sometimes I feel like I overestimate like some jobs and then underestimate some jobs. Like, you know, for example, welding, on paper it sounds really easy. I personally think it's probably easy, but I know dang well it is not easy. I don't know why I think it seems so easy, but like it just feels like it would, you know? Like as long as you just don't like freak out or like mess up the things too much, you know? I feel like it shouldn't be super hard. But, you know, I've never welded before in my life. All I know is like, you know, melt metal on the metal and then you get paid. But I know it's also very dangerous as well. It's very smart but very dangerous. But yeah, and same with like modeling. I feel like modeling it it's like gotta be like it seems easy on paper, like you just have people take pictures of you and like you get paid. I feel like there's more behind it. Like I know like some of them wear makeup, which like I mean if I'm getting paid, I'll put almost anything on. Except I'm not paid for it, but like I'm not gonna do like outrageous things if that makes sense. But yeah, I think it's really interesting like seeing and like hearing like these people talk about their lives, you know. Like those are like supermodels. I know I definitely do not have the potential to do to be like a supermodel. I know I could probably be like right now I have a chance. I have people told me at school and like other places that I should consider it. Um I think that'd be really cool to do. I don't really know how to put myself out there. I know there's some ways I can, but I feel like um yeah, there's gotta be more behind it, I feel like. Like it can't just be people take pictures of you, you get money. There's definitely more behind it. It might be difficult, which I understand. Aw. Yo, why can't I hit him? Okay, dude, I look so bad right now. Bro, come on. I'm just a baby, okay? But, yeah. I think it's really interesting it's definitely gotta be more than just have people take pictures of you and stuff like that. But it seems like an interesting like career path. I don't want it to be like my primary career at all. I feel like it'd be fun doing that like during college or stuff like that. But yeah, it seems like a really fun thing to like try out and do, you know? I mean, just have people like, you know, I feel like it'd be really cool being known for something like that. Like, oh, this guy's like a model. He's like super cool and stuff, you know? I feel like that'd be really cool. Like, being able to be known for something, you know? Like, I don't know. It just seems pretty cool to me. So, yeah. Hmm. Going to the deeper parts of this cave now. But yeah, male models, the most like known ones, of course, like Jordan Barrett, Chica Lachowski, Hernan Drago, Shauna Pry, um, Elias Dupuy. My favorite one probably is like Elias Dupuy because his eyes are almost mathematically perfect. He has really good bone mass. I know a lot of pictures don't show it that well, but because of like lens distortion, but photos without lens distortion of him or very minimal, it shows that he has really strong bone mass. But like of course like Jordan Barrett, Chico Lachowski, Shauna Pry, I feel like Elias Dupuy does not really fit the timeless beauty aspect of it, while Jordan Barrett and Chico Lachowski have a mix of like uniqueness and timeless beauty because that's what agencies look for. What would be technically the best would be a mix between like timeless beauty and uniqueness, but both of both agent any agency would like pick any of those, you know, like if someone has a extremely unique face but isn't like necessarily like super attractive, they still probably would take them just because of their pure uniqueness. And if someone who just doesn't really look that all unique, like, oh, I just said this, but Chico Luchowski, he has timeless beauty, but by no means is he unique. He's Now, don't get me wrong, he's extremely attractive, but if you were to think of like the average attractive man or teenager or guy, probably would be someone who looked like Jake Wachowski. Because, like, yeah, he has timeless beauty, of course, like, throughout, it could be like 1,000 years later, he'd still be considered attractive. But he's not like super unique, if that makes sense. While Jordan Barrett, he does have that uniqueness like factor, you know. He has green eyes, which is only 2% of the population has. And then on top of that, he has blonde hair. And he has a face that is like so malleable, if that makes sense. Like the agencies could have him either like de-bloat and make his face like super angular and like really good, or they could have him just not really like debloat and have like a softer look on him that makes him look more attractive, if that makes sense. Like more like appeal, if that makes sense. Like he'll still have his super strong facial features of like a strong jawline and like other stuff like that, but it just wouldn't be as like pronounced, if that makes sense. I personally think whenever Jordan isn't like super debloated or like he has, or I feel like after his buccal fat removal, I'm pretty sure that's what he had. A lot of people say that's what he had. I feel like that doesn't look it as good on him. But while he had like a decent amount of like facial fat, or not like a decent amount, but like amount to where his face doesn't look like it's gonna like he's like you don't want him to look like he's gonna tear you apart and be like horrified of him. You want to think, wow, you're like drove to him because he's like so attractive, if that makes sense. Like his soft looks paired with like all that, it is very strong. Well, Chico Lachowski, sure he isn't like super unique. I mean, brown hair, brown eyes, it's the most common in the world. But common doesn't necessarily mean bad, since he's like he's extremely beautiful, but he's kind of basic. That allows him to be a model for like a lot of things. Like he's not like this one like thing. He doesn't have a certain like area he can do. He can do any part of it, which is really good too. But yeah, and then Sean O'Pry, of course. Like, same thing with him. Extremely striking, like, eye areas. Really nice, like, face and stuff like that, you know. Timeless beauty mixed with uniqueness. And then Hernan Drago is, like, hyper masculine, you know. It's, like, really good for modeling, too. And yeah. I think it's really interesting. If I had to guess what I'm, like, between, I feel like if I was like to fully lock in and reach my potential definitely would probably be in the middle of like timeless beauty and uniqueness, because while yes, I do have like brown hair, I do have green eyes. So, I'm not like extraordinarily unique, but I'm also not like super basic, if that makes sense. And yeah. I just need to get more bone mass and stuff like that, and I should be set. I feel like all my friends, like, I feel like every one of them has modeling potential, because like they're either tall or they have like a very decent like look to them. Like one of my friends, I'm not gonna say his name, but he has gotten his headshots taken already for I think like a company or agency. I'm not really too sure yet. I haven't gone into too much detail about it yet. Or I haven't like I don't really know too much about it yet. But all I know is he got like his like shots taken, which is very cool. So yeah. nothing. I'm gonna mine some trees down and then start working on the base, you know? Hmm. Mhm. So there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna have to clear up part of this area, I think. Sorry.
Adrian.
So yeah. I think I'm probably just gonna fill in this area, but I probably should be using more cobblestone. It's like slabs instead of just the actual block. Yep. So now, I think I'm gonna have to put these in the corner. Yep, I am. Then here, and here. Sorry if you hear my dogs barking, I'll beat them later. But yeah, let me just work on the base a little bit. I don't want this episode to be super like long or super short. I think pretty soon I might end it, even though I haven't really talked that much, I feel like, you know. But yeah, I can't have it too long. I kind of want to keep it between like 30 to 40 minutes, occasionally like 20, 25, if I'm like not really feeling it that day, or just it just happens to be that short. But yeah. I'm not really following any tutorial for this. I'm kind of just like working at it as I go, if that makes sense. Like, I'm thinking on it and like, what would look best. If that makes sense. I'm thinking something like this might be pretty cool. I don't know. We'll see. And then I could have like that. Probably put a slab there. Okay. This isn't looking too bad. My dog doesn't start barking, I am gonna beat him. But yep. We'll just fill in part here. This isn't gonna be like any spectacular base by any means. Like, it's not gonna be some like super awesome huge base, if that makes sense. So yeah, I just have like, I guess a walk in here. Not my finest piece, but I mean, I guess we'll do. Actually, nah, I know exactly what I should do. I need to make it flush with the walls. I kinda have to. It won't look good unless I do it, I feel like. If my dogs really don't stop barking, I will like... Hello? Alright. I will beat them. I'm kidding. Don't ever take me serious on here if I say I'm gonna do something like messed up like that. I'm lying. I'm just kidding. I would never hurt my dogs. I love them very much. Even though they're kind of annoying sometimes. Mhm. So yeah. Oof. Make a bundle. See how that is. Then after I'm done transferring this stuff over to here, I think I probably am gonna go. I don't think this episode should be too short, even though I didn't really talk too much about stuff. But yeah, the recording is reaching pretty long, almost 40 minutes, so yeah. Probably will be best if I did. Put that there. Then put this here. Tomorrow, I think I will finish my roof. Should be pretty cool. I'll just set this like here for now. But yeah. This is gonna be, I think, day 2 of playing Minecraft, listening to me spout a bunch of nonsense. And yeah. It was super cool having you guys here. I'll see you tomorrow or maybe even a day or two after, I don't know.